Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to a short video overview of what Muslim hypnobirthing offers. My name is Hajera Rahman, midwife, and your hypnobirthing bestie. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafiyan wa amalan mutaqabbalan wa qalban khashiyan. O Allah, I ask you for beneficial knowledge, accepted deeds, and a heart full of reverence. O Allah, make this work sincerely for your sake, benefit your servants through it, and make my delivery effective and easy, and open the hearts of the students to understanding, calm, and success. O Allah, make all clients who come across their pregnancies easy and blessed, and grant them safety and well-being through it. O Allah, ease their labour and their birth, bless them with calm and confidence, and make their baby or babies righteous and a source of blessing wherever they may be. Ameen. So, like I said, my name is Hajera, a midwife of more than a decade and fully accredited hypnobirthing instructor. I have cared for hundreds of mothers and babies during pregnancy, birth, and beyond in a range of settings from homes to hospitals. I have worked in clinical governance, stillbirth prevention, fetal monitoring specialist midwife, and have worked in the hospital on the labour wards, birth centres, and postnatal antenatal wards, as well as the community. I teach Muslim couples all over the country how to hypnobirth with an Islamic perspective and help them apply teachings from the Quran around pregnancy and parenthood. I am a fully accredited hypnobirthing instructor from the Calm Birth School and so embed some practices from their ethos. My course aims to empower you and your birth partner to feel calm, positive, and even a sense of excitement for birth. I am mindful of language when teaching Muslim couples, so modesty is a very core value in my course. So, Muslim fathers to be, rest assured there are no surprises. So, what do I offer? I offer the full hypnobirthing course and the condensed hypnobirthing course. So, the full hypnobirthing course spans over usually 4 weeks and it's split into 4 2.5 hour sessions. The condensed course spans over 2 sessions, which is split between 2 times 2.5 hour sessions. These can be in person or online. The in person is very much dependent on whether you can travel to East London area. You may be wondering, why would you do the full rather than the condensed? The reason why I have two different options is because some clients are very much late on in the pregnancy and very close to their estimated due date. So condensed course may be more applicable. You may also have a very busy lifestyle, so cannot invest 4 sessions of your time. Or it may be that you just prefer getting given a shorter course with all the information all at once. It is very individualistic. So just be aware that the information given right now at this time may change when you've viewed it. So refer to the website for any further updates. So I'm just going to go through the course content and I will be very kind of brief overview of this. So if there's any questions at all, you can contact me on email. I'm more than happy to answer anything. So the course has an element of the Calm Birth School and also an element of the Muslim hypnobirthing. So the course has 5 parts, which I will go through. The 4 pillars are the 4 sessions that we provide, and the 5th pillar is based on the community after the course has been completed, which is completely individually led. So you can see there's a pillar of tawakkul and body and mind connection, the pillar of ilm, your birthing environment, the pillar of sabr and physical and emotional birth prep, and the pillar of amal and all things labour and immediate postpartum, and then the pillar of community. I highly recommend the course to be completed by the pregnant woman and her birth partner, whether that's her husband, a family member, or friend. However, of course, this is a very personal choice and you may want to complete the course on your own. So the first session is called the pillar of trust in Allah, tawakkul, and the body-mind connection. So this session is a really nice introduction to birth prep. And as you can see, it's all about building spiritual confidence and mindset. And there's a ton of information I do provide and go through. We go through actually how labour begins, why is labour considered painful, hormones of labour. I also talk about Islam as your anchor, and how you would embed Islamic principles within the fear, tension, pain theory. We talk about something called biomechanics. We also talk about Muslim women and how we are told in the Quran to perceive labour pain and illness, wisdom found in the Quran, and reflections in certain surahs that we go through. We also discuss the women of Jannah stories, language and how important that is for the body-mind connection. What is hypnosis? What does it mean in terms of the brain? We also go through some breath work, and I also introduce you to some resources, affirmation, mindset, some MP3s, and also the power of dua and zikir. So there are many resources I give you, and there are following that you can see here, which is a guided zikir and dua list, completely suggested list. You can obviously have your own. We also have a Quranic reflection exercises. I also provide you Muslim hypnobirthing audio tracks to prepare you for birth, and also some Islamic birth affirmation cards. The second session is based on your birth environment, so the pillar of knowledge, and exploring and affirming what your preferences are. So essentially, I go through visualization. What does the birth environment look like? Who is your dream team? Who will be your birth partner? What their role is? How vital that is? What is actually locally available in the area that you live in terms of place of birth? What are your preferences in terms of the birth that you would like to have? And we also go through additional parts: aromatherapy, use of touch and massage, rebozo, and acupressure. So if you are an online client and you end up booking as an online client, you will be sent small samples of essential oils to your address with an empty bottle for you to fill in with the vegetable-based oil. So please be assured that aromatherapy aspect of the course remains interactive even if you are not in person. In terms of the touch massage, I go through demonstration with you and then let you do this in your own time, privacy wise and modesty wise, with your birth partner, so you can practice that. I also give other resources, which is an Islamic birth plan template with an ABC approach, which is your ideal, your compromise plan, and then your not so ideal situation. So you can actually think more holistically. I also give you a complimentary hypnobirthing book, and like I mentioned, essential oils blend, which we will be practicing during that session. The third session is to do with sabr and the emotional resilience and mindfulness when you are preparing for birth. So this is part of the more medicalized side of birth, as well as the more practical sides of birth prep, which is essential because you know and you learn that birth is unpredictable. We obviously have our plan, and then Allah has a plan, and we don't know what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's plan is for us. So be assured, I will teach you the following, which is physical and emotional preparation. Go through pelvic floor, perineal massage. What does EDD actually mean? Induction of labour, what we do when circumstances may change in your pregnancy during the birth, and how to use an acronym called BRAIN with Islam in mind, and a little bit about birth rights in the UK. So what I give you is ebooks on birth rights and empowered birth as a Muslim, and an ebook on assisted birth and cesarean birth as a Muslim, and then a birth prep suggested list. It's really important that when I developed the course, it was really important to me to ensure that it was a holistic course and it wasn't just people assuming hypnobirthing is for one type of birth. It's not. I think there are a lot of kind of preconceived notions that hypnobirthing is only for women who are in spontaneous labour or at home or in a very low risk setting. And I say low risk in a very loose terminology. No, it's not. Hypnobirthing is for all births, from being at home in labour to having a planned cesarean birth, and even using these hypnobirthing techniques postnatally. So I really am passionate about making sure that this course is holistic. So you, the person who's watching this, and will benefit from the course regardless of how the birth unfolds. So the fourth session is to do with labour prep and the immediate postnatal part of your life. So we go through early labour prep, birth positions, the actual labour, the stages of labour, how baby comes into the world, third stage of labour, the golden hour, meeting your baby. And then there's a little bit about breastfeeding. Now, breastfeeding education is not included in depth in the course because it is a massive topic and it requires a lot more time and a dedicated specialist course for that. However, I do provide a brief resource for you to start prepping for this. I do encourage my clients to attend local breastfeeding classes in their area so that they can know who the individuals are or the teams that are around that can locally potentially support them if they run into any challenges. And if they cannot attend any of these local breastfeeding courses, I refer my clients to online trusted source. I do have tutorials on my YouTube, Muslim Hypnobirthing YouTube account for hand expressing and some videos about breastfeeding that you can watch. But essentially, I provide just kind of a starting point for you so you can start thinking about breastfeeding and the physiology and what it means as a Muslim. What does the Quran actually say about nursing your baby and so forth. The fifth pillar is after the course. So this is all about having support in parenthood, which is vital. It's all about birth support and connection, the ummah, and essentially involving your birth partners and family with shared understanding and advocacy, learning how to ask for help and delegate. What is life really going to be like for you in the immediate postpartum? So planning your postnatal period. What will postnatal recovery feel like? How will it look like? And we were not designed to experience motherhood alone. I'm going to say it again. We were not designed to experience motherhood alone. Motherhood is very beautiful and enjoyable, but it also is a very, very personal experience. Especially, it's enjoyable, especially when we utilize our village. And your village could be one or two people or numerous people. And the main lessons I've learned from my own experience is postpartum planning does work. When you communicate with your village on what your needs are, what your boundaries are, and what support looks like for you. You also have zero awareness of time other than the sun rising and the sunset when you're in that newborn postpartum period. And there's an element of letting go of a schedule, letting go of the fact that you won't always know what your baby needs from you, and letting go of what others might think is best for you and your baby. It's okay that people have opinions, but what you do is you just let them go and tune in and listen to your own voice in what feels right. And if you ever feel like you lose intuition, then I always suggest to call one trusted person to talk through any challenges or feelings that you have to help you listen to yourself again. Also, holding and cuddling and keeping your baby close at all times is fine. This is going to be your time with your newborn, and no one else will be able to create that bond for you. So I want to talk to you about the resources that are given. So I actually help you just thinking about a postnatal support plan. I personally have done a 40-day confinement of my own. So you'll have exclusive private access to these videos series if you ever wanted to see a different perspective. You'll also get exclusive online access to a community of other Muslim mothers for life. And you're invited to connect with other Muslim sisters on their journey. And every month I host a Muslim mothers gathering in my home, where we have a safe haven of spiritual, emotional, and social support as a Muslim motherhood community, so that you can join the sisterhood and be part of an Ummah village that all Muslim mothers really need. So bonuses after the course would be support from myself via WhatsApp or email until your baby arrives or babies, exclusive discount on a pregnancy or family photography, recommendation for an osteopathic pregnancy massage. You also will be given access to a Facebook group called Muslim Mothers UK. And before the course begins, or whilst in person, you'll be provided a goodie bag. And again, online clients, if you are in the UK, you will be sent yours. So be rest assured, you're not going to miss out on any there's no differences other than not being face to face. So just as a summary, this is everything that I mentioned pretty much, and there is so much more. So I will let you know how to book. So if you would like to book, you can visit the www.muslimhypnobirthing.com, or you can complete the contact form or simply book directly on the website. If you have any questions at all, you can email me and you can ask to have a video or phone consultation before booking the course. It may be that there's some individual circumstances that you would like to go through and discuss before you book, and I'm more than happy to arrange that. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful pregnancy, and inshallah a safe birth and a beautiful, safe recovery from birth. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.